Tonto, are you sure he knew what that bullet meant?
Not right. Him say, Lone Ranger.
And you heard all that before you left the window?
Then,
Tonto, that makes our work possible. He knows who I am. He'll be willing to talk the next time I see him.
Not right.
And that'll be in the morning after I've had a talk with Jim Hudson. Hi-yo, Silver! Away!
The curtain falls on the first act of our thrilling Lone Ranger drama. Before the next exciting scenes, please permit us to pause for just a few moments.
Now to continue our story. After the Lone Ranger learned that Markheim had learned his true identity, he rode through the night with Tonto at his side and finally reached Jim Hudson's ranch.
Oh, there, Silver. Let's go.
Wait outside, Tonto.
Him there, inside window.
I see him.
Dan, what in the... Well, you ain't Dan.
No, take it easy. Don't slap leather.
Mask. What do you want? Who in the world...
Sit down again, Hudson.
So Markheim sent you to get me now, huh?
No, he didn't send me.
Was it Dan? He wouldn't have no reason to go that far.
He might, mightn't he?
For what? I can't stand between him and Mary now.
You haven't talked to her, have you?
What's the use? I ain't no way of getting to town anyhow. Dan told me about the way she felt. I suppose she thinks I could have let her know Markheim wouldn't tolerate the school. But I just found out about it myself a few days ago, and there wasn't any way to tell her not to come here.
No?
I don't know why she won't give me the chance to explain.
Jim, why did you accuse Silas Markheim of poisoning your cattle?
I didn't. I should have, but what's the use? I couldn't prove anything.
You didn't?
Well, no. But what are you here for, anyhow? Who are you?
Didn't you send your partner to call on Markheim?
Dan wasn't my partner. He worked for me.
You came out here together, didn't you?
Yes, but he lost his cash, so I gave him a job. Couldn't afford it, but he was my friend.
I see.
But he's left now.
And you didn't send him to call on Silas?
No, why should I?
What made you think your cattle had been poisoned?
Well, I could tell.
Find any footprints?
No, the ground was all torn up from the cattle hoofs. Footprints of anyone that rode in wouldn't show.
What else was done to you?
Line fences was cut.
When did all this start?
A couple of weeks ago. Then when Silas sent a man to try and buy me out and I wouldn't sell, he got madder than ever. Said he wouldn't let no one come to the school my girl was coming here to teach.
I see.
Then yesterday, my last horse was killed. But I won't sell to that polecat. I'll stay here till I starve. He ain't gonna get my land.
Have you ever talked to Silas Markheim?
No, I ain't. Now, look here, mister. I answered all your questions. Suppose you tell me a few things. Who sent you here?
I came here directly from Silas Markheim.
But you denied that.
I denied that he sent me here to shoot you. Jim, suppose Silas had no part in the things that have happened here.
But he did.
Suppose he did not.
Well, they happened anyhow. He won't stand for the school, and Mary won't speak to me.
You haven't tried to speak to her.
I can't get to town.
Yes, you can. You're riding to town with me.
I ain't leaving this house.
Yes, you are, Hudson, and we're leaving right now. Come on.
Take your hands off me.
On your way, or I'll have to rope you and throw you across the saddle.
All right, I'll go. But if you're aiming to kill me, why not do it right here?
I'm not aiming to kill you. Quite the reverse.
What?
I'm trying to help you live.
Dan, quite pleased with the way things had developed, sat with Mary on the porch of the widow's cottage.
You'll have to leave now, Dan. It's terribly late.
I reckon so, Mary, but I'll see you tomorrow, won't I?
I'll be right here if you come by.
That'll be fine. I reckon we're going to be mighty good friends, ain't we?
Well, I...
Maybe more'n friends. You never had much use for me back east.
Well, I...
Wonder who that is.
I wouldn't know. Dan, I'll have to go in the house. The widow might not like you sitting here so late. It must be almost 11 o'clock.
Hey, there was 2 men on that horse, and one of them's coming here.
Looks that way, doesn't it?
Mary, is that you?
Oh, it's Jim.
What's he doing here?
Mary.
Good evening.
Mary, you can't treat me the way you've been doing without listening.
I don't know, Hudson, but it strikes me you got a pack of nerve to think she'd treat you any other way.
But I've got a right to be heard. Mary, I didn't learn that there wouldn't be any school until it was...
Hudson, the girl don't have nothing to say to you.
But
Jim, I do have something to say. If you'd written and asked me to come here and marry you, I think I'd have done it. I thought that much of you, but you didn't do that. You wrote making a lot of promises you couldn't keep.
But I thought
There's no teaching work here.
But, honey,
Is there?
No, not now there ain't, but
Then
there...
I think there's nothing more to be said.
There, now clear out of here. That ought to satisfy you.
You've changed your style mighty sudden, Dan.
Well, what do you expect me to do? I'm on Mary's side. Can't you savvy that?
I savvy it all right. I wish I knew what sort of things you've been telling her.
I'm going in the house now. Good evening, Dan.
Well, good evening, honey. I'll be around tomorrow.
Mary,
Seems you're mighty slow in understanding that she don't want anything more to do with you.
look here, Dan Lenham. You met her at the stage and had a chance to tell her a lot of things. Did you make her think that I knew all along that the school wasn't to be used?
Why don't you ask her and see if she'll talk to you?
He won't need to.
Why, what
We're
the-
all going to make a call.
Who are you?
Come on, let him into that saddle. You're going with us. Keep him with you, Tonto.
How to do that? You get inside. Let go of me. You get up.
Stop that.
Up.
What are you trying to do, knife me?
Yep.
You let me go.
You ride with me again, Jim. We'll go and have a talk with Silas Markheim.
A short time later, in Markheim's home.
You still awake, son? Now you better get to sleep. It's late as all get out.
I can't sleep, Pa.
Shucks, you're worried about that masked man that come here. I told you some stories about him. There ain't nothing to worry about. He's on the level, same as you and me.
I know it, Pa.
Now get to sleep so you'll grow up big and strong like he is. Come on, close your eyes, cowboy.
Pa,
Yeah, son?
I wish we was going to school in the morning.
Now, never you mind about that. Someday we'll have a school here. I ain't no use for Hudson, but he did have a good idea. Maybe I'll follow it up.
The teacher looked right nice.
We'll talk it over in the morning. Good night.
Night, Pa.
Poor young'uns. They've been talking school for the past month. Dread it, why's Jim Hudson have to start that rumpus about me harming his stock? I can't take that sort of thing.
Boss, here's men to see you.
Huh?
They was riding in.
Come on, Tonto. Bring the other one.
You back again?
Yes. Have you ever seen this man before?
I have. You're the Hudson hired man.
I ain't no more.
What about this man?
I never seen him before.
my name is Hudson.
Oh, so you're the maverick that sends another man here in your place to charge me with poisoning your cattle.
I did no such thing.
You did so. You said that Markheim done it because he couldn't buy you out.
I didn't send you here to accuse him of it.
Hudson, I'm glad you're here. Because I want the chance to tell you that no man can accuse me of that sort of thing and get away with it. If you'd been out here long enough to learn gunplay, I'd have met you with hot lead, and it'd been you or me. But you ain't. It wouldn't be a fair fight. So instead of teaching you a 6-gun lesson, I just forbid the kids in town going to that school of yours.
Just a minute. Hudson, what made you think that Markheim was behind the poisoning?
Dan figured it that way.
You needn't blame me for it. I ain't working for you no more. You can settle your own rows. I'm leaving.
Not just yet. You're staying here until we get a few things straightened out. Markheim, suppose Jim did not send Dan to accuse you of those things.
He thought it of me. That's the same thing.
Suppose he thought it of you simply because this man convinced him that your men poisoned the water.
Eh?
Isn't it fair for you to believe that he was given the wrong impression? He believes that you were misled?
Well,
With this man planning the whole thing?
By thunderation, Dan, did you do that?
Ain't nothing on me. There ain't no law against a man talking.
Did you come here and tell Markheim I suspected him?
You bet he did.
And you told me Markheim poisoned the stock.
Now then, Dan, just who did poison those cows?
Ain't nothing on me.
Answer that question, you squint-eyed toad.
You can't make me.
By thunder, I'll make you.
You.
Did you poison those cows?
Leave me alone.
Talk up or I'll give you the worst beating a man ever had.
Stop him.
Hey there.
Leave him be, Pa. It ain't right to interfere.
Who's interfering? Go ahead, Hudson. Let's see you make him talk.
Oh, take him away. Take him away from me.
What do you know about that poison?
Nothing.
Talk, you polecat.
Oh, I'll talk. Just let me up. I'll talk.
Come on, then.
I done it. I wanted you to get Silas down on you.
You poisoned cattle?
Yeah, I done it.
You lied to me about what Hudson thought?
Answer up.
Yeah, I lied.
And you lied to me about what Markheim was doing. You schemed the whole thing.
Yeah.
Well, Markheim, I reckon I misjudged you plenty. I thought you done it because you was sore when I wouldn't sell my land.
Hudson, you're a fool. I own over 5,000 acres of land. I was willing to buy yours if I could get it at my price. But when I seen you didn't want to sell, well, that's all there was to it.
Well, then Then I reckon I'll...
Here, shake hands. And leave that skunk here. I'll take care of him.
Well, where's that masked man gone?
Him and the Redskin slipped out during your fight.
Well, I wanted to see him again. Gosh, maybe...
Fixed it with me for you to borrow one of the horses. Go on. Maybe you can catch him.
Well, I will.
Hank, you take care of this critter. Rope him near the corral in the morning. Then I'll tend to him.
Come on, polecat.
Gosh, Pa, that sure was a swell fight.
You get to bed. Now, wait. Let me whisper a secret to you.
Huh?
Listen sharp now.
Really, Pa? Gee, I'll get to sleep pronto.
The next morning, Jim finally found the masked man.
Doggone, mister. I tried all night to catch up with you.
You did?
Well, I wanted to thank you for squaring me with Markheim.
That's all right, Jim. Isn't that your school right ahead?
Yeah. Ain't much of a place, but I figured it would do for a start.
Well, look.
What's that wagon there?
After we left Markheim's place last night, I think he got busy.
There's 2 big buckboards, and neither of them is mine.
No, they're both from Markheim's place.
Well, there's folks inside the school. Hi, there comes Mary.
Silas Markheim explained everything.
Mary.
Oh, I'm so sorry for what I thought. Jim, will you forgive me?
But you ain't done nothing, Mary.
But come
Gosh.
on. All the children in town are inside.
Hello, Jim. You coming to school?
The kid.
Yes. And Silas brought Dan all tied up, and he's making him sit there, too.
Hey, Jim. Come on and see your school.
Markheim, you're going to use it?
I'll jail the man that don't send his youngsters here.
And my girls to have her job?
Oh, why not? We got to have a school marm, ain't we? Here, stand aside, Jim. Let me be the first to ring that bell.
Ring away.
The first school in the county. Watch me call the young uns in. Come on, Silver! They're building a railroad west of here. Town's waiting for us. Hi-yo, Silver! Away!
The story you have just heard is a copyrighted feature of the Lone Ranger Incorporated.